Congressman Jim McGovern visited 2 detention centers in Texas this past weekend. One of those centers was the same one Vice President Pence visited, but the two seem to have very different opinions about the conditions. Our Roslyn Flaherty joins us live now to explain. Roslyn.
Olivia, Congressman Jim McGovern posted a video on Twitter showing the conditions, saying some people haven't showered in 40 days. Meanwhile, Mike Pence says families tell him they are being well cared for.
40 days.
Massachusetts Congressman Jim McGovern took this video of a group of migrants crowded behind glass at the McAllen, Texas Border Patrol station.
You ever taken a shower for 40 days?
We haven't taken a shower for 40 days.
He was one of several Democrats who visited the detention center this weekend. By phone Monday, McGovern says he took the video to show the American people what is happening and to let them decide if it's acceptable.
Witnessed terrible overcrowding of small cells. People were telling me that the lights were kept on 24 hours a day. Difficult for me to believe that we were treating people so horrendously here in the United States of America.
Vice President Mike Pence visited the same detention center. He and McGovern have different views of what's happening behind the walls.
Every family that I spoke to told me that they were being well cared for, and different than some of the harsh rhetoric that we hear from Democrats on Capitol Hill. Our Customs and Border Protection are doing their level best to provide compassionate care.
Organizers of Worcester Socialist Alternative held a protest against the detention centers on Friday. They say the evidence is clear, but there needs to be a solution.
What's missing from both of them is a way forward. Protests aren't enough. Trump's okay with just ignoring protests. We need strike action, because when we put pressure on big business puts pressure on the politicians that they own, and that's what's ultimately going to force Trump's hand.
I don't think this is something that the American people want. I think it's a very small minority of people who actually want to see humans treated this way.
Vice President Mike Pence says the answer is not more detention centers.
The real answer here is to take away the tools that human traffickers are using to entice vulnerable families.
While Congressman McGovern says Pence is spending too much time with the president.
Vice President is not telling the truth.
McGovern says this is the first time he's been to a detention center since Trump has been president. Vice President Mike Pence says it's up to Congress to act. We're live in Worcester. Roslyn Flaherty, Worcester News Tonight.